Cute. I ship it. I ship it. Hey guys, it's your Alicia, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with Motherland. It has been a minute, but Motherland is back. So, we ended the last season with a bang. We saw that the ancient enemies of all these witches popped up, surprised Arden, and almost killed her, quite frankly. And we ended with a few huge things happening. One of them being that Tally had to sacrifice herself and become a biddy in order to keep Arden alive, which I'm personally not the happiest she made that decision, but it is what it is. We've got 2 members out of our trio, out of our bellwether trio, that are still in the active war zone. And of course, Tally went back with everybody else. A lot of different storylines that are still very much up in the air going into this season. I'm hoping that we're going to get to see more character development. And you know, with these kind of shows, I need to see powers develop too. I want to see some more cool witchcraft stuff. Otherwise, what's the point, right? I am ready to get into this episode, into this season. But before we do, you know the drill. If you have been here before and you like what you see, I would really appreciate it if you went ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when I do more reactions to this show, as well as a lot of other shows that tend to be in this whole kind of supernaturally, superhero-y, fantasy fun vein. So hopefully you'll join the fam. We would love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's jump into this episode right about now. Uh-oh, is she gonna sing and then the walls start bleeding? Oh my God. What is happening to the glass, guys? I knew it. She's a witch. Your daddy don't look impressed. Church is over. The devil's in the house. Dad's like, no offense, sweetie, but don't come home again. I asked you to do one thing, just sing one choir song, and you had to melt the stained glass and make everybody think you the devil. Pack your things and leave.
Okay.
Tally, you need some moisturizer? It's a little oil of Olay, girl. Still don't like her. Ah. Oh, the sickness thing. Okay, so whoever the bad guys are, they're onto the spree. But we knew that already because they were using the spree to hide what they did.
And why would I do anything for you?
Because you are a witch, and these people intend to end us all. Army and spree.
True. Common enemy. For once. Oh, this poor woman. Don't even.
Sorry.
Slap her.
I'm mad. I marked you with this, Sarah.
Ooh! That was like, curse. I curse you! Pox on your house. She's like, Tally, you look awful. Aw, had to cost you softening up, but her hair is still on fleek, though. Let's just appreciate that.
General Bellwether, you must take the time you need.
Soldier first, mother second.
And you ain't gonna keep nothing from me again, girl.
And contrived some way to use the necrotized tissue.
They wanted it to look like the spree so they could bide their time.
And harvest our voices to use them.
You guys are fully caught up. Welcome to the party.
Imagine not knowing who you are.
It's like those lost Bellwethers who were attacked when they got Charvel.
Silver's daughter will need to be tested. Goddess knows how many more are out there.
We need to find them.
Interesting. So I thought they always knew. That calling thing that came in the first season, I thought that just happened if you had witch blood, but I guess not.
We did this.
Oh well.
We could be canon, right?
Canon, huh?
Who the hell are you?
See? What did I tell you?
We'll see who you are whose faces you might be wearing. Until we do, you ladies are in custody.
I mean, that makes sense right now. I was hoping they get a chance to adventure a bit before that happened, but I guess it's better people know they're not dead.
I would like to offer you something very rare. An opportunity to resume your life as it was.
Take
I
it!
made a decision, but you're strong. I've seen that firsthand.
Seriously, girl, you don't want to be living to be 50 when you're only 19 and you don't?
General.
And definitely not for this woman. If you're gonna serve for someone worthy. He's so intimidated by all these women. I can feel it.
Your wife probably had some inkling that she was one of us.
Well, unfortunately, we can't ask her.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Shut
I
up.
won't know for sure.
That's
until-
all you've been saying for 2 seasons.
And you can keep Penelope safe. Can you truly guarantee her safety?
Right? Should we ask the other witches who've lost their kids?
Don't worry.
Oh. Abby's mom. Poor lady. That is the worst feeling in the world.
You may be the greatest brother yet, my God.
Aw, it's the nicest thing she's ever said to her.
Chance we could see Tally.
Raelle was not expecting that. But she needs a mom hug. Now's your chance, slit her throat! I'm sorry, I'm sure, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm hoping Ardell can find a way to like redeem herself in my view this season because I still don't like her that much. There you are, child. Run away now. Run! And never make a foolish mistake like that again.
Okay, so does she really not eat?
No, not a morsel. Loves her wine.
Why are we talking about wine? You guys are alive.
I mean, would you need to eat? Her insides are probably quite literally dust.
I thought you were dead. We thought you were old.
Which is worse? That is the question. I don't know, because the thing is, I need to see more about Raelle's mom to know whether or not she's the person to trust with that either.
We could break everything down to powder and put it in neat little piles. Or we could cut to the chase.
I don't like it. I disagree, but I don't want them to break down the trust that they built between each other because that was hard won last season.
That's a fetch.
We're on the move. She's been tracked.
Interesting. Very interesting.
How can I stand down? By putting that passion into your training, cadet. Master this new weapon as promised. And we can talk about the Camarilla.
Ignorance is never the way, ever, 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 ever the way. Especially with teenagers. Cute. I like them.
I don't think I've ever been this happy.
Cute. I ship it. I ship it.
And I know you saved that boy, just like you saved me.
She trusts you, not Alder. And I'm done with that.
Whatever happened to that girl you liked?
We broke up.
She crazy. Her dad's sweet.
You did.
We like him.
You too, Ray.
Please don't kill him this season. Don't do it. Now that she actually has 2 parents, don't do it. I know how you shows like to give these girls or boys who are heroes the single parent story, but you don't gotta do it here. And also, doesn't she have a dorm room? Oh yeah, it's shared. Never mind. Y'all literally making the earth move. Never mind. I see now why you did that as far away as you did. Thank you for having mercy on the rest of the campus.
The bond we shared will endure forever. In some small way.
That's terrifying.
Let's move on to vocal.
We've been surprisingly away from Anacostia this episode. I'm really wondering what's going on with her.
And thicken your blood. Gather it into yourself.
Man, why are you talking so close to me without a mask on? So she makes krakens. She's a kraken witch. So who is this girl going to be? I feel like she's not going to be quite as smooth as we think. And Dad is definitely not down. Melting faces. Ooh, the animation for this got much better this season. Got a little raise in the old FX department, did we?
Well, maybe they don't want to defeat the spree. Maybe they can't be trusted to fight against their own.
Hate is a disease. Find patient 0. I'm in.
But y'all are doing attacks against innocent people, so he's not completely off. You can't think you're gonna attack people and not inspire some hateful seeds. We hug now.
No cadets deserve this meal.
Right? They've been through it. I knew she was about to praise them though. She's like, for once I don't have to yell at you, it feels great. But how's her hair slaying every episode? How? Is this woman gonna be psychically linked to Alder forever now? Because that's really annoying. I'm kind of wondering whether or not this is a situation where the extraction didn't work properly, or if Alder purposefully didn't let her fully go so she can keep an eye on the other two, which is what I think it is, but... New information. Why do I think Alder did something about this? Because she just told the vice president that men can't manifest the work, but men are clearly doing it here. Rael's face like, girl, you had one drink.
Tally, it wasn't real. It wasn't real.
You sure about that? If your mind thinks it's real, it's real.
Tell me those aren't real.
We're having a shared hallucination. It's fine, everybody. We drank too much. If you go to sleep, it'll be gone by morning. Okay, guys. Well, that was the first episode of the season of Motherland Fort Salem, and interesting new threads being pulled at this this particular episode. We actually resolved the whole situation with Tally and Abigail and Rael being separated very quickly. I thought we might have a situation where maybe the other two would be on their own for a bit, maybe doing a bit of recon before joining the group, but we got the band back together quickly, and I'm not upset about it per se. I think there was some interesting dynamics that were being pulled around, again, this issue with Alder and how much to trust her. And I still agree with Rael. I think Alder's still carrying way too many secrets. I think there's way too many lies still happening to be able to put full trust in her, even though she's demanding full trust from everybody else. I'm kind of interested to see how much this, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess you could say this rift that the two of them are going to have. The two of them meaning, I should say the three of them, because I feel like Tally is now kind of fully Team Alder at the moment, right? She's bonded with her, she felt Alder's emotions, and she was already a bit of an Alder fangirl beforehand, but now that she's got this emotional connection to her, she's going to be blinded, right? No matter what happens, like short of Alder, like straight up doing something evil, Tally's always going to kind of go to her emotions first. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, truthfully, people's emotions are what drive them. That's usually the truest sense of a person, is how they feel, where their emotions are coming from. And if where Alder's coming from is that she genuinely believes she's doing the right thing, then even if it's coming out the wrong way, one can kind of empathize with her and think, okay, maybe she's not so bad. But as I said in the episode, I'm gonna try to see, like, I'm hoping that the season, if Alder's supposed to be someone we root for, I'd like to see more of that being shown this season, because last season I really just, I didn't see it. I kind of felt like she's somebody who's let a lot of years and a lot of power get to her head. And she at least admitted at the beginning of this episode that her arrogance is what kept her from seeing that their old, I have to figure out how to pronounce the name of this enemy. But the fact that she missed that and refused to listen to anybody was because she was too arrogant to do so. And a good leader knows, a very good leader will know that you don't know everything. A good leader leans on the people around them because they recognize that they can't possibly see everything and be everything. And the fact that Alder kind of felt like she had to do it all on her own is arrogance, but again, it might be coming from a place where she thinks she has to take care of everybody, and that's why it's manifesting this way. But we'll have to see. And it's sad to see that Tally is kind of just so like gung-ho on supporting her on all things without really even entertaining the fact that there could be some deception afoot. On the other hand, it's true that Raelle is being a little hypersensitive of Alder because of the situation with her mother. A lot of her feelings around losing her mother, or what she thinks is losing her mother, is clouding that. But you know, they're going to have to work it out as the season goes on. And of course, we've got poor Miss Bellwether in the middle who believes, you know, I think she's, like I said, she is in the middle. She's very much on the fence. Part of her absolutely does not trust Alder and sees where Raelle is coming from, but this institution is what she was raised in. It's all that she knows, and she has no reason not to trust it. We'll have to see. I think they've already shown that once again, this is going to be another theme throughout the season, but I'm very interested to see why Tally is still so tied to her. As I said at the end of the episode, I really don't know whether this is a result of just the after effects of the biddiness, because it looks like most of the time, most biddies only leave her by death, right? From the sound of things. But I'm wondering how much of it is that, and how much of it, though, really might be that Alder's figured out that Tally and the group don't trust her the way that the rest of the witches would. And this is kind of her way of keeping a spy in the ranks, right? Like having Tally and access to Tally in some way, it kind of allows Alder to potentially know what's going on with the girls when they refuse to kind of open up to her. So we'll have to see. That would be smart on Alder's part if she did that, but I'm going to at this point take it at face value and just say that maybe this was an after effect that they didn't anticipate. And also possibly because they've already shown that Tally's got some serious powers that she still isn't fully aware of. Maybe this is just all Tally and that she's figuring out a new like level of empathy and that she can still connect to Alder's memories. While we're on the subject of memories, I am curious about with Alder's flashback, we saw that there were men who seemed to be doing the songs. And we know that they can do it somewhat. Now that I think about it, I said at the end of the episode that she said men don't have the gift, but that's not true because Abigail's boyfriend, whose name went out my head now, he did do some songs as well. I guess it's more that women tend to be the more powerful version of it, I guess. But the guys in that forest looked like they were doing a pretty damn good job. So, I don't know. I just feel like Alder's not being as, like I said, I don't feel like she's being as forthcoming as she should be. I don't like the way that she handled that situation with the vice president and his daughter. I mean, clearly she was picking up on some discrimination on his part. He clearly has his own opinion about witches and witchcraft, and he didn't really do anything to hide that. But I think it's more than that. Like, I think she needs to understand that, yes, okay, fine, every witch is supposed to be conscripted in that particular part of the world, but if this girl grew up her whole life thinking that she's not a witch and didn't know she was a witch and then just found out, I think the vice president had valid concerns that she's not just your average witch. She's the daughter of the leader, one of the leaders of the country. So she would have a higher target on her back than the average witch would. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't think we've seen the last of the vice president. I don't think he trusts witches. And after what happened last season with the president, it's very understandable why. Outside of that, we just touched on a few other topics. One, of course, being Abigail and her boo thing. I think that's super cute, honestly. I love seeing the dynamic between the Bellwether women finally being more improved because last season it was very broken. I'm really glad that her mother saw now that, you know, just like that, you could be without someone you love. So best to show love to them now. And then as we saw at the end with the rally, whoever the dude is with the fire on his arm, he might be part of the enemy or he might be just a completely separate human faction that is just put just up to here with witches doing horrible things, which is also valid. So that is a lot of irons in the fire. How many of them we're going to get to in this season, I'm not sure, but I'm very interested to see what they plan on tackling. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya.